Claire's heart raced as she waited in the living room. Today was not going to be ordinary. She had invited her daughter, Cynthia, to meet someone important, someone she hoped would change her life. As Cynthia stepped inside, Claire felt a mixture of excitement and fear. "Hello, my daughter," Claire said softly, trying to keep her voice steady. She could see Cynthia's eyes scanning the room, full of curiosity and confusion. Cynthia blinked, unsure what to say. "Mom, what's going on?" she asked carefully. Claire took a deep breath and gestured toward the man standing beside her. "This is my boyfriend, John." Cynthia's eyes widened. "Boyfriend? Mom, how—" Words failed her, and her heart started pounding. She wasn't sure if she was angry, shocked, or scared. John smiled politely, holding a small box in his hands. "Hi, Cynthia. It's really nice to meet you," he said softly, his voice calm and sincere. Claire gave a nervous laugh. "Don't worry, honey. Sit down. We're all going to get to know each other." The room fell quiet for a few moments, the air tense. Cynthia's mind raced. She had always heard her mother talk about someone, but she never imagined it would be John. She noticed the small box in his hand and wondered what was inside. John opened it carefully, revealing a beautiful watch. "I got this for your mom," he said. Cynthia looked at it in surprise. "Wow, that's expensive. Have you ever given her anything like this before?" she asked, suspicion creeping into her tone. "Yes, I have. Like the statue I made for her. I did it with my own hands." Cynthia raised an eyebrow. "With your own hands? Huh. I guess you don't like spending money when you can just make things yourself." Claire laughed nervously. "Well, John is thoughtful in his own way," she said, trying to ease the tension. But Cynthia wasn't convinced. There was something she had to ask. "Wait, John, didn't you tell me something about my daughter before?" she asked cautiously. John's face grew serious. I did. But that was 2 years ago. Things were different back then." Claire felt her heart sink. She knew the past would eventually come out. "Dear, I didn't know the daughter you always talked about was Cynthia. I feel so silly now," she admitted, shaking her head. Cynthia tried to process everything. "I can see why there's been so much tension between us," she said softly, her voice shaking. Claire nodded. "Yes, it's complicated. There are almost too many secrets." Cynthia's curiosity grew. "Then why did you break up with John?" she asked. Claire sighed, her face clouded with shame. "It doesn't matter now. John worked as an escort back then." Cynthia felt a shock run through her body. She couldn't believe her ears. "An escort? Mom, is that true?" John nodded slowly. "Yes, but that was a long time ago. I don't do that anymore. I should have told you sooner, but I was afraid. Afraid you'd leave me, for sure." Claire reached out and held his hand. "It's hard to hear, but I can see he's changed." John's eyes were full of regret. "Now you know everything. I guess you'll leave me. And maybe I deserve it." Cynthia looked at him, feeling her heart soften. Despite everything, she could see the sincerity in his eyes. "No, I say yes," she whispered, surprising both of them. John's face lit up. "Are you serious?" he asked, barely able to contain his happiness. "Yes! You've made me the happiest woman in the world! No more secrets, promise?" Cynthia said, smiling through her tears. "I promise," John replied, relief flooding his voice. They laughed together, the tension between them finally lifting. John admitted sheepishly, "I didn't even bring the ring. I wanted the proposal to be special." Cynthia laughed softly. "Then tomorrow we'll have a party, and you can propose properly. That will make it truly special." For a moment, everything felt perfect. But just then, Claire's protective instincts kicked in. "Cynthia, "Are you sure about this?" she asked. "How can a young man and an older woman truly love each other?" Cynthia grabbed her mother's hands. "Mom, look at him! Look at us! Love doesn't care about age. We are happy, and that's what matters." Claire hesitated, but slowly nodded, finally understanding. The next day, John knelt in front of Cynthia, holding a small velvet box. "This is for you. Will you marry me?" Cynthia's eyes sparkled. "Yes! Yes, I will!" But their joy was soon tested. At a party meant to celebrate them, some of John's past connections showed up. They accused him of being a con artist, trying to ruin everything. Cynthia was worried, but John remained calm. Claire watched silently, beginning to understand everything. "I see now. He only did what he did to help his sick father. He needed money to make his father's last months comfortable. I was wrong to judge him," she admitted, tears streaming down her face. Cynthia smiled gently at her mother. "See, Mom, sometimes we need to understand the full story before judging someone." John held them both close. "Thank you for believing in me," he whispered. The party ended peacefully. No more secrets, no more lies, just trust, love, and hope for the future. They started planning a proper engagement party, ready to begin their life together, hearts full of joy and confidence.